I would say confidence is key. I think people could see through my confidence and that I wasn't confident in myself. That lost me a lot of clients. But whenever I was feeling confident, I would make the sale. So I think just confidence and working on your inner growth and everything will really help your business also grow.
All right. Hi, this is Pavel with the Leverage Podcast and real estate marketing tips, boosting your Instagram engagement. And we're speaking with Haley Ingram. Haley is a founder of Coffee and Contracts. It's a real estate marketing company, which she started the community around September of 2019. And she's had a successful growth and providing a lot of interesting things for the real estate agents in the area of graphic design and marketing and all of that. So we're just going to talk to Haley. Haley, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Nice to meet you virtually, and interested to learn about your backstory and how you've evolved into the expert of social media and marketing, specifically in the real estate industry. What's your story? So tell us about yourself.
So I actually started as a real estate agent. Well, actually, I started as a marketing intern at a brokerage, and that's where I kind of learned about the real estate industry and really got interested in it. I got my license while I was there, and I went from marketing intern to an agent. And then I ended up, that was in Orlando, Florida. I ended up moving to St. Pete and trying to grow my business on my own. And
as a realtor?
Yeah, as a realtor. So
Okay.
I like the brokerage that I was with in Orlando was it was kind of like a mom and pop brokerage, and they kind of just gave you leads and stuff like that. So I wasn't even really sure like how real estate, what I was really getting myself into. So then once I moved to St. Pete and I joined a brokerage here, I realized that, I got to start, marketing and lead generating. So
brand new market. You gotta stand out.
Yeah, I know. And I was young too. I was only like 22 or 23. So I've never bought a house myself. So I was like, let's go. But yeah, one thing that I did was create an Instagram account because that's where all my friends were. And I was on Instagram a lot. And I just started posting stuff to try to generate business through there. My brokers were telling me that I needed to do a cold call and go door knocking and stuff. And I was like, I'm super uncomfortable doing that right now. I don't know. So I really just like relied on Instagram. I made a lot of stuff in Canva. I found that I absolutely love Canva. I've always been really into design and drawing.
I checked out your Instagram is pretty cool, actually.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm
So
really love that stuff.
Anybody who's listening to the podcast, you should go to Haley's Instagram, Coffee Contracts, and check it out. Follow her, give her a follow, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do is design. So yeah, I basically created this Instagram. I started generating leads through Instagram. I'll start helping people with their social media, and maybe I could do a little side business out of this. I love doing it anyways.
Side hustle.
And yeah, that was my little side. I had a lot of side hustles going on at the time. Like I could make them templates. Yeah. So then I started building out the website and then promoting our Instagram and stuff like that. And then that was in 2019, and now here I am.
Here I am 4 years later. So you basically started Coffee and Contracts like as a side hustle kind of a thing, help out a friend, and you figure out, okay, well, here's a thing I can probably scale it further and grow a brand out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I loved it so much more than I was with real estate. I think it fits my personality. You have a real estate background.
Do you still sell real estate, or you're out of it?
No, I got out of it in the beginning of Coffee and Contracts, but I've been like, I'm like, should I get back into it? It still looks fun to me in some ways, but in some ways it doesn't.
Well, I used to sell real estate also before I got into the Virtudesk and started running Virtudesk. That was in 2016. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, can you tell us more about Coffee and Contracts as far as what exactly you guys do? And is this like a monthly revenue, monthly recurring revenue program, or it's a subscription program? What is it? I mean, how do agents hire you, and what do you do for them?
Yeah. So every month, we release new content, which is mostly in the form of a content calendar. So agents can log in, they'll find a social media post for every day of the month. And it comes with a Canva template that they can customize, drop in their images, and then captions that they can copy and paste, change around to fit them in their brand, and then post it on social media. So that's kind of like our base offer, but we also have like printable materials that you can
Oh,
customize in
nice.
Canva. And
Like
we
flyers,
have,
whatever.
yeah, flyers, postcards, marketing guides. And one thing that we really focus on is having like incentives. So basically like something that you can put into a landing page and their clients can enter their emails and everything and subscribe
Hmm.
to their email list, but in return, they'll get this guide that we have created. So this could be like a first time home buyer guide or like just a general guide to their city, that kind of thing. So that's one of like a big thing that we focus on. And in our content calendar, we also have like reels. We started doing reels as those have become more popular,
Yeah,
and we
they
have
are.
Instagram
Yeah.
stories. Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like a big content vault that they can log in and search for what they're looking for and then customize it.
So they just pay a monthly fee to be a part of the community, or how does it work? Or they just buy content from you, like whatever they need, or
Yeah. $4 a month.
oh, okay. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
so it's all in the subscription right now. Right now,
Uh-huh.
it's $54 a month. You just sign up. You can cancel anytime, so you can check it out and then cancel, and you will never be charged again. So that's basically our only offer right now. We do have
Hmm.
partners like Virtudesk that if they want someone to actually customize it and schedule it for them, then they can use someone like Virtudesk to do that for them using Coffee
Yep.
and Contracts content. So yeah, that's one way that people can like outsource it even further too.
Yeah, exactly. Haley, let's talk about the strategies and tips for boosting Instagram engagement, because a lot of agents struggle in that field. And
Mhm.
just wanted to ask you, I mean, can you tell me more about Instagram hacks that you could recommend to realtors? What's
Yeah.
working, what's not working? How does somebody actually move to a new market like you did and start out the marketing campaign, or basically building up the brand? I mean, so let's start, like, what type of context should agents
Yeah.
be posting on Instagram to effectively market to their niche, or to their, or to their market sphere, or whatever,
Yeah.
you know? What do
Yeah,
you think?
there's a ton of different, tips and like strategies and hacks, but I can just kind of list off a few things that come to the top of my mind when I look at an agent's Instagram and I see, okay, I know that's working for them, that's not working.
Hmm.
One of the biggest things I think is that when agents don't show their face on social media, that's a big one.
Camera shy.
Um, yeah, camera shy,
Yeah.
which yeah, I struggled with that for sure in the beginning, but once you start and you see the results and how much
Yeah.
different they are than anything else, then you're like, okay, I know I got to show my face here. People just want to, when they go to your page, they want to see a face. They don't want to see, just generic real estate graphics. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
follow that. Nobody's going to
Of
engage
course
with
not.
that. They want to see your face.
Yeah. It's like on the bench
Another,
buses,
yeah,
on the
yeah,
bus
exactly.
benches, you gotta have a face.
Yeah, exactly. So faces for sure. And I think another thing is that a lot of agents kind of like overthink their marketing and then they
Like,
just
what
don't.
am I gonna say? What am I gonna do?
Yeah, yeah. I think the key is to just do it, just try
Yeah.
different things and then look at your insights and see what's working for you and also what you're enjoying and what you can keep up with. I think that's the biggest thing is just trying different things until you find something that sticks. I think a lot of agents get stuck in indecision and like, just can't decide what to do. So they just don't do anything. And that's not going to help you grow at all.
I 100% agree. Yeah. And so let's
Yeah. Yeah.
about the short videos, I wanted to ask you something. Shorts are really gaining popularity right now on YouTube. Is
Hmm.
it like some sort of coming from TikTok and Instagram, or what is it now? Because I said, when I open YouTube, I see a lot of shorts right now, and they're starting to
Yeah.
pop up more and more.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, shorts are a really great way to grow your YouTube account right now because they're
mhm,
really pushing those out hard. And so a lot more people are going to see it.
because people have
Um,
very short attention span now.
yeah, exactly. But our attention spans are just getting shorter and shorter. But so yeah, obviously like it's all coming from TikTok. the other social media platforms saw how much people love TikTok, how much time they spend on it. Now people are spending more time on TikTok and less time on their platform. So their ads aren't being seen as much. So they're trying to become more like TikTok. So that's why you'll always hear people saying like, to do more short form videos like reels and shorts, because those are what's really going to get you seen by more people, just because of the way that it's being pushed out to the audiences.
And frankly, I think it's not because of being pushed out, but because of the generation, the upcoming generation. Like, I'm a father of two teenagers. My daughter is 17. My son is 13, and they're in the TikTok. Well, recently I made him to remove TikTok, but the way their mind is working. I was talking to my kids, and I say, what's like the most important for you when you watch TikTok? I mean, how do you determine that it's worth watching? And they say it's like 2 to 3 seconds. You basically, if the message is good at 2-3 seconds, they're gonna watch it. Otherwise, just gonna scroll up.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably part of the upcoming generation of home buyers, like in 10 years, whose attention span is different and very short,
Yeah.
where you only gonna have like several seconds to capture the attention of your potential audience. And that's where the TikTok came and revolutionized that, changed that whole
Yeah.
thing. And now Instagram and now YouTube is catching up to it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you'll notice too, I mean, and we always talk about that is like the hooks in the beginning are so important, and just the way that you start your video. Like you'll see, I think a lot of times a big mistake that agents make is like they start their video with like a pause. And then it's like, hi, I'm so-and-so with ABC Realty. And people have already swiped past.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't
They
care
don't
who
have the
you are.
attention span for that anymore. You got to start with like, hey, did you know this? Like some crazy hook. And then people are like, okay,
Exactly.
keep it short and sweet and snappy. And then people are going to stick around.
Basically, you gotta put the hook in, because again, if you're a real estate agent right now and you're still thinking of practicing real estate in 10, 15 years, the generation that's growing up that'll be buying your houses, going to be your clients, they're going to have way different attention span than which you're used to. So get used to get with the program, so to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So and as we just did discuss, nowadays a lot of people obsessed about it, Instagram and TikTok. So does Coffee and Contracts also help to create content for TikTok for agents, or only graphics?
Not Ours is mainly focused around Instagram right now. You can definitely repurpose it into TikTok. Especially like our reel ideas, of course. A lot of people will also take our captions that we have and convert those into scripts that they can use, or just like ideas. So you have access to a full year. So you can like kind of search for your niche or your topic that you're looking to talk about, and you can record or get an idea for it, or like use the caption as a script.
I have a question. Do you have any tips for the realtors who are looking to use Instagram as a way to build their email list, or basically to generate leads? How do agents would generate leads from Instagram? What's the best way of doing that?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. I would say, I feel like there's kind of like two different buckets of this, where one is like kind of like the fast, you want to get someone to like talk to you right now. You want to see like the quick results. And then there's the other bucket, which is like, it's like building the relationship, and your audience is watching you. They're not ready yet, but they're still learning from you. And eventually they'll reach out, but you still want to try to grab their email from them so you can, be in touch with them in case you were to lose your Instagram or something like that. And to stay top of mind with email newsletters and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So for the long term, for building your email list, we recommend creating a landing page, kind of like we talked about earlier, where you're promoting a free guide or a free resource in exchange for their email. And you could also just have a landing page that's like, subscribe to my newsletter, here's what it is, and just create a super valuable newsletter. Like I give the local events each month. I send those at the beginning of the month, and like any news, any like new developments. So people are like, they want to sign up so they can get that information. When it comes to, on the other hand, like the short term, where you want someone to you want to see action right away and you want leads to respond. One thing that I used to do all the time when I was an agent. And this is where I got all pretty much like most of my leads, people my age, my friends who were mostly first-time home buyers. So I would go to those houses, I would record a quick video around and show like the cool features of the house and be like, do you want more information? And people would constantly respond, asking more questions or wanting the address. And I think some people frown upon this, but I say withhold a few, withhold the address. So people have to ask you for the address.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then of course,
you have engagement, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Just
Exactly.
hold on to that piece of information. But I used to do that all the time. And I think another big thing, I mean, that's kind of like a big thing for generating the leads there. But another thing is just to like, remember that everything that you do, especially like if you have a listing, record everything that you do, especially videos, to create reels showing us like behind the scenes of what you're doing to prepare that listing and all the hard work that you're putting into it and how you're different from other agents, and use those for content for months to come of how you work hard. And that's where you like the seller leads come in, is you just showing people how hard you're working to list these homes and the results that you're getting. And then I feel like then people are going to refer you to friends looking to sell, or they'll reach out to you when they're ready. But of course, those aren't, I feel like the buyer leads are a little more hot because they're reaching out to you because they're looking to buy. Seller leads are a lot few and far between. Those are a little more specific.
Yeah, you got to work them to convince.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Haley, I saw your Instagram accounts, both the personal brand and the coffee and contracts, and I see you post a lot of interesting content. And just wanted to ask you, I mean, it's probably taken a lot of time to manage both pages and to run a business at the same time, post content yourself. So do you have a team who's helping you with all of that? I mean, I'm sure you probably do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We,
You have a virtual team, an in-house team. How do you work?
Virtual.
How do you operate? Virtual?
Well, I mean, we're like, it's mostly contractors and we're pretty much all virtual, like, but we have a team though. It's still like a team kind of environment. I have basically, she's like our marketing girl, my wing woman. She lives in Tampa. She lives in the same city as me, but we still meet
Very
like
close,
on Zoom and stuff. But it's still nice to be close to each other in case we do want to meet at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
But we're two that live in Florida right now. But we have a team of designers and a copywriter who will write our captions. And then we also have, we work with another real estate agent. She just joined our team. She still does real estate, but she's also really good at Instagram and content creation. So she works with us to help come up with ideas. And then she also will help members if they're struggling in the Facebook group. So she'll kind of like coach them and walk them through things. So I think moving forward, I really want to focus on people that understand the real estate industry, and like maybe past realtors or people who are doing real estate, but they also want to do something else a little more on the marketing side as well. Because it's such a unique industry. So it's important to have people that understand it, you know?
No, I agree. So so all your team is virtual, but at the same time, you'll pretty much in the same time zone. It's not like you have international virtual assistants that working for you. You have everybody in Florida. Looks like on the west coast of Florida, right? So
yeah.
So pretty much like in the same agglomeration, which is good, you know? Yeah. So, and how do you guys usually operate? I mean, do you have like Zoom meetings? Do you meet up in person?
Yeah, we'll do Zoom meetings typically.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty
Okay.
easy. And then yeah, sometimes meet in person with the girl here in Tampa and we'll brainstorm, or we'll like jump on a Zoom call with everyone. We do have some people on the West Coast in California as well. So we have to make it work with their time zone. But
3 hours,
yeah, it works. Yeah, it works well.
I can't imagine, because my team here is in the West Coast. We're in Seattle, but I'm very often in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. That's where my second home is. So whenever I work from my second home, I mean, I'm always 3 hours ahead of everybody. So, you know, it's like
you're way ahead of them though. Does it feel great?
Definitely. Yeah. But again,
Yeah.
we have a big team in the Philippines, so which is
Okay.
like what 15-hour time difference with the
Oh,
West
wow.
Coast and 12 hours with Florida. So but again, we all work on the same
Mhm.
time zone. Also, we're working right now with the developers, engineers in Eastern Europe. So that's work in progress again. But
Okay.
working with different teams in different countries is kind of it's interesting and
Yeah, for
challenging at the
sure.
same time. And challenging
Yeah,
at the
I've
same
worked with
time.
a couple like contractors here and there for different things and in other way different time zones, which it's interesting. But yeah, it's an interesting world we live in now.
Yeah, I mean, well, because right now, since I'm here, everybody's working on the time zone where I'm at here
Uh-huh.
in Seattle. I mean, we have a staff in the office, and we have a virtual team as well. But again, when I'm traveling, that's kind of hard for me to adjust again because I'm used to being everybody working on my time, So,
Yeah.
but when I'm traveling, it's like, okay, what am I doing, So
Yeah,
but it
exactly.
is what it is. Listen,
Hmm.
Haley, I mean, your business looks very cool and really good. So, and I'm sure agents can benefit from your templates that you're creating for them and the content because, you know, marketing again. I mean, if you come to think of it, real estate agents have to be the marketers, not only salespeople,
Hmm.
but the marketers of their own brands. And what
Hmm.
you're doing is
Yeah.
really amazing,
Thank
and
you. I appreciate that.
yeah, and I'm glad that Virtudesk is collaborating with you right now and
Hmm.
coming up with the content. And I know you work with Masha from our team, who's working on helping the VAs to learn all of that. This is really great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
It's super exciting. It can
you know,
be very helpful to have someone help. Like it's when some people, they don't enjoy spending time in Canva or they just don't have the time, don't want to. It's so nice to have someone to be able to customize it on your behalf.
yeah, I totally agree with you. So what you're doing is great, and I wish you all the best and growth. Wishing you a lot of growth in your business and
Thank you.
scaling. Absolutely. So I'm just going to wrap it up for you right now. But before I do that, I know you've been in the real estate industry and you were a realtor for a while. So I'm gonna ask you the question which I usually ask all of my guests. What would be your advice to real estate agents who got into the business in the last 2 years and discovering where they are at right now, where the market is not as hot as it used to be?
Mm,
Where deals used to be falling into the laps of everybody. But right now you got actually have to do the work. So
yeah. I would say confidence is key. I feel
it
like
sure is. Yeah.
that's something that I was lacking when I was a real estate agent. So
Hmm.
whenever, it was a little tricky for me getting started, because I was in a new city, I was younger than a lot of the clients that I was meeting. So I think people could see through my confidence and that I wasn't confident in myself. And that was like a big, that lost me a lot of clients. But whenever I was feeling confident, I would, make the sale. So I think just confidence and working on your inner growth and everything will really help your business also grow.
Exactly. Good stuff. Good
Mhm.
stuff. Well, Haley, thank you very much for coming on. And I'm gonna give you a follow on Instagram as well.
Thank you. Thank you
On
for
both your
having me. This
accounts.
was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing your story. This has been great.